Namaste everyone. Welcome back to my channel Awaken with Pradnya. This is the fourth video from the Twin Flame Dynamic Runner Chaser series. And today the question I'm going to talk about is, can both the twin flames be runners at the same time? Before I begin, all those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification icon so that you can get notifications time to time when I upload new videos. Those who want to have one-on-one personal sessions with me, I do assist a lot of people who are absolutely confused on their twin flame journey or on their spiritual awakening or ascension path. So if you want to consult with me privately, I'm giving the information links in the description of this video. So let's start today's video. For so many days, I have been thinking that I definitely want to cover some basics when it comes to the runner chaser dynamic because there is so much misconception. These terms, runner and chaser, are basically used to describe a state of mind of a person. So the first and foremost thing, which is a big mistake in understanding this runner chaser thing, is that a lot of people are thinking that if there is a twin flame pair, there is only one person who is going to be the runner in that whole dynamic all the time, and the other person is going to be the chaser all the time. I won't deny this possibility that yes, there would be one of you who is normally in the chasing state or who is normally in the running state. But you cannot put that label of being a runner or being a chaser on only one person, because running is a state of mind, chasing is a state of mind. And as it is a state of mind, it is very, very dynamic in nature. A person who has been chasing in the connection can also flip into being a runner, or even a runner who has been running so far can fluctuate between being a chaser and again go back to their own traits of being a runner. So it's a very energetic thing, it's a very dynamic thing. It is not a permanent role. A lot of people feel that runner is a role or being a chaser is a role, but runner and chaser are not role. If at all there is any role in this dynamic, it is about being spiritually aware, that is the spiritual twin, and spiritually not being aware, that is the matrix twin. I have already made a separate video on spiritual twin and matrix twin. So if anybody wants to watch that particular video, I'm going to give that link here in my video. Simply browse my video playlists and you can find this video in the twin flame basics. Runner or chaser are not roles. These terms are describing the state of mind of that person. I hope this is very, very clear to everybody. So being a chaser means the person who is in the state of chasing is feeling the connection, somewhere accepting that connection, and somehow wants to make some sort of an effort, some sort of an initiation to make that connection work in some or the other way, or making effort to be connected with their twin flame. If you are in that sort of a state of mind, you would consider that you are in the chasing state of mind. When it comes to be in the state of running, somebody who is feeling the connection but denying that connection internally, not being able to accept that connection either to themselves or to the outer world. So both of these scenarios, that because of a certain scenario in their life, some sort of issues like culture, religion, education, family background, relationship status, some sort of expectation, societal conditioning, societal do's and don'ts, age gap, nationality, gender. There are like so many issues. So some of those issues are bothering that person, and because of that particular issue or several issues, the person is not able to accept that connection to themselves or with the society. That is what puts them in the state of running from that connection. Now, when we see twin flames running or chasing each other, many a times they are not even aware that they are into a twin flame connection or they are on some sort of a twin flame journey. So there are these certain possible scenarios when it comes to this running chasing dynamic between twin flames. The first common scenario which we observe around is that both twin flames are unawakened, but one is chasing, another is running. So in my case, I myself was a very classic example of this, that in my initial stage, I was obviously not awakened to this journey, and my twin flame was also not awakened. But I was the one who was pursuing this connection big time, and my twin flame was the one who was running from this connection. So we both were unawakened, but I was chasing and he was running most of the time. So, and I think we see this sort of a combination in most twin flame journeys. Then another very common scenario is that the chaser who is awakened and the runner who is not awakened. So the chaser who is pursuing this connection, is in the state of pursuing this connection, starts awakening slowly and starts becoming aware of what this connection is all about, while the twin flame is still running, not being aware of this connection. And I think most of us have definitely experienced this particular scenario. Then another third combination, very rare scenario, but definitely possible, that the person who is running from the connection starts becoming aware of the spiritual side of this connection and starts awakening to this connection while they are still running from the connection. The person who is actually in the chasing mind state is not really aware of this connection. It is rare, but I have seen such cases as well, that the person who is talking to me about the twin flame journey and trying to understand what the twin flame journey is all about is actually running big time from the connection. They have no courage to face the chaser, they have no courage to accept certain things, and at the same time their chaser is chasing them and they are constantly blocking that chaser even when they are becoming aware of this journey. It is rare, but it is possible. Fourth scenario I want to describe is both the twin flames are not awakened, not aware of the twin flame connection, and both the twin flames are running from each other. We are expecting everything in our life in such a conventional manner that anything which is challenging it will make us run away from that particular thing, and it becomes too overwhelming for us. So we come across so many twin flame stories that there was some sort of a soul recognition between the two, but none of them could really understand what was happening, and both of them just shut down everything and they ran away from each other. They did not talk to each other, they blocked each other or ignored each other. There could be this particular state in a twin flame journey where both of them are not aware of this connection and both of them are denying this connection at the same time. So twin flames are being runners at the same time in this particular scenario. Fifth scenario, rare but also very much possible, that both twin flames are awakened, are aware of this journey, but they are both running from each other. I have seen such scenarios as well, where both of them are very much aware of the spiritual side of this journey and they are working on themselves and stuff like that, but still their karmic challenges, their societal challenges are so heavy that they are not able to face those challenges, to actually come to terms to face this connection in a full-fledged way, and somehow in some or the other form they might not run exactly the same way the unawakened runner would run, but their ways of running are different, but they are still not able to face that connection the way they should be facing the connection. So even after awakening, there is a possibility that both the twin flames keep running from each other. There are many people who feel that this dynamic always keeps flipping around. So two people cannot be runners at the same time, but that is not true. Both the twin flames also can run at the same time. And when that happens, know that there is this void created, or some sort of a dormant period. Your journey is not really getting into the next milestone because none of you is actually initiating, both of you are running from it. And there are such periods like this, but I think in such cases the divine intervention will play a very, very important role, and somewhere this particular dynamic will take place, that one twin gets triggered or starts getting awakened, and somewhere that chaser energy will come there. So it's a very amazing thing to see, because if you really ask me, the cycle of running chasing is not really welcome in the twin flame connection, because it keeps you in some sort of a loop, and unless you really work on yourself to break out of that loop, you will keep running and chasing for so many months, so many years in that journey. But at the same time, the flip side of the same coin is that without that pull and push dynamic in this journey, your spiritual progress is not going to happen. So though it is very important to get away from those cycles, there is a big reason why these cycles are happening, and it's very important that you are going through those cycles so that you start growing out of it, and you are able to identify things, and someday you are able to get out of that cycle. So both these things make sense in their own ways. Then there is also a very interesting sixth scenario, and that is there are twin flames who feel or who think that they are chasers, but in reality they are runners. So they are running from their issues or that connection while they consider themselves being chasers. And I think this is one of the very tricky scenario, because if you are considering yourself a chaser and if you are actually running, in reality somewhere you are missing out what you need to work on, and you are not really understanding that you yourself are running from your own issues. The people who are actually considering themselves as chasers are blocking their twin flame, are or stopping the contact, feeling like not talking to their twin flame because their ego, their expectation is getting triggered. So the chasers are also getting triggered time to time, and they are also running from their twin flame time to time. So that is why I want to say that don't consider being a chaser or a runner as a role. It's not a role, it's a state of mind. And knowingly and unknowingly, you yourself are also flipping through these states of mind every now and then. Not necessary that if you are considering yourself as a chaser of all time, you are always going to be in the state of chaser's mind state. No, not necessary. You are also fluctuating between running and chasing time to time. And you need to understand that, and you need to be mindful about that, because whenever you start understanding that you are really running and you accept that, there is a great opportunity for you to look into yourself and figure out that what exactly is making you run. Because if you are becoming aware of this journey and you are spiritually awakening, and if you are able to figure out what exactly is making you run, that is where you get your opportunity to do your inner work. So it's a very, very important thing to understand. I see a lot of twin flames making this mistake, that somehow knowingly or unknowingly they really start enjoying this drama of running and chasing. I have also read some people asking me how I can flip this dynamic, and how can I become the runner, and how can I make my twin flame be the chaser. I want them to chase me. It's very natural to feel like this as a human being. I definitely do understand. But if you really look at this scenario, somewhere you are missing this point, that we are not here to play this game of running, chasing each other. We are here to come out of that cycle of running, chasing. Somewhere that cycle has to stop. You need to stop that running, chasing cycle. You are not here to enjoy and play the game of this running, chasing forever. So as you start working on yourself, and as you start getting into more and more balance, somewhere you would arrive at this mind state that you are neither running, you are not chasing. You are just stand still. You don't feel like initiating the contact. Even if you don't initiate the contact, or if you don't really check what your twin flame is doing, you're not really keeping any sort of a track about your twin flame, and you are still in your own peace. That means you have diminished your chasing energies. And if your twin flame is contacting you, initiating any sort of a contact, anything is being confronted to you, you're not even running from your twin flame, or you're not even, nothing is really triggering you so that you would feel like running from that particular scenario. And when you arrive at that particular state of mind, you can call yourself as a stayer, that you're staying there, you're neither running nor chasing. And this state of staying at the same place is kind of the state where somebody would really start getting into the state of surrender, that you have just decided to go with the flow. You are not really trying to control things in any way, and that's why you can peacefully become in the staying state as a stayer. And I think every twin flame, after they progress in a certain way, would arrive at the state of staying there. At least the one who is spiritually awakening would definitely get into the state of being a stayer, that they are not chasing or they are not running. I have also seen twin flames who don't go through so much of running chasing cycles, because probably they have already learned their biggest lessons in their previous lives, and in these lives there is very little remaining, and they are just able to do it and quickly come in alignment with each other. I have seen such pairs, but overall, if you see, most of the twin flames do definitely get into running chasing dynamic, and it is okay. Most of them are getting stuck because of their ego, that why should I do this, let them do it, that sort of a ego. Lot of expectations, the resentment which is that run chase cycle has caused, also this victim mindset, that why me, poor me, why these things are happening with me. And also this comparison being done with your twin flame, that why I am so much in pain when the other person seems to be happy with somebody else. And all these reasons are keeping both, or at least the one who is actually awakening and being on a spiritual path, into this particular loop of running chasing, because they're not able to come out of these particular issues. So I hope this particular video helps you in clearing certain very important aspects of running chasing dynamic. In my next video, I am going to talk about, can twin flames be friends? And I'm sure a lot of you definitely must have asked this question, or at least pondered upon this question time to time. So I hope you liked today's video. See you in the next video.